Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Homewood-Flossmoor Vikings baseball broadcast. I'm Dylan Barnes. I'm going to be calling this game and all others throughout the season, both home and away, so if you can't make a game, be sure to tune in right here. Today, the Homewood-Flossmoor Vikings are going to be having a little rematch on their hands. They're going to play the Lockport Porters as they did on Monday. The Porters were victorious in that matchup, 13-9. That was at Homewood-Flossmoor Field. Now we are at Lockport, Ed Flink Field. The lineup on the mound for the Lockport Porters is the righty Dylan Nagel. His battery mate is Jake Schindler. Around the infield, you got Caden Miller at third, Nico Mastoris, Anthony Martinez at second, and Colton Benatus at first. And behind them in the outfield is Anthony Francone, Joey Manzo, and Jojo Zaragoza left to right. And leading off for the Vikings, as he has done in every game since his return from injury, it's going to be the center fielder Dylan Head. On Monday, Head went 2 for 4 with 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, a run scored, and 3 stolen bases against this Porters team.
Fans, it's a beautiful day for baseball. Have some fun, make some noise. It's time to play ball. Leading off today for the Vikings, center fielder number 1, Dylan Head.
First pitch from Nagel. Fouled back, third base side, and that's how this ball game is going to get underway. Had batting .458 on the year. Now holds the batting average title for the Vikings. He takes ball 1 upstairs from Nagel. The batting average crown was previously held by Jason Ballard. But after a little bit of a off week for Ballard, he's still batting .415, but that's still less than Head's .458, and that curveball was up and out, 2 balls and a strike. We saw Head blast a leadoff homer against Sandberg last Thursday. He's trying to do it again here potentially. And he sends one left field. Francone over on the track at the wall. He'll make the catch. That ball carried way more than it looked like it was going to off the bat. But Dylan Head flies out to the wall to start this ball game. And as I was talking about that leadoff homer, he almost added his second one of the year and his 5th homer of the season.
The second baseman, number 9.
Corey Mulling is the batter. Second baseman went 0 for 3 with a walk on Monday. He'll swing through the first pitch from Nagel. 0-1. That 0 for 3 game for Mulling was a little bit of an off game for him. He'd been hot the last 2 weeks, and he pops one up behind home. Schindler going back on it, and he'll have no play. That one gets over the screen. So 2 pitches, and Nagel is ahead on Mulling 0-2. Pitch to Mulling. Breaking ball inside, 1-2. To Mulling. That's one hit on the ground to Benatus at first base. He'll take it himself, and that is the second out here in this top of the first inning. It's a late swing there by Mulling, and he just chopped it straight down into the turf circle around home plate. But it's going to send the center fielder Jason Ballard to the plate with nobody on and 2 outs. Ballard takes first pitch low, maybe a bit outside, 1-0. Ballard went 2 for 4 with a double, an RBI, and a run scored on Monday. And he'll send that one right back up the middle. Manzo over, and he'll make the catch to end the top of the first inning. So Nagel goes 1-2-3 with the top 3 hitters in the Vikings lineup. And going into the bottom of the first inning, it's still tied 0-0. On the mound for the Vikings is going to be the lefty Vince Waterman. In Waterman's last outing last Thursday against Sandburg, he went 4 innings pitched, allowed 7 runs on 8 hits, struck out 2 and walked 2. His battery mate is going to be Preston Lund. Lund getting the start today back at catcher. He had been dealing with some arm troubles, but now he's back.
Joey Manzo.
Leading off for the Porters like he did on Monday is the center fielder Joey Manzo. Manzo went 2 for 4 with a double, 2 runs scored, and a hit by pitch. He'll foul off that first pitch from Waterman. Waterman's defense behind him is Nico Bilgi at third, Rob Tate at short, Corey Mulling at second, and Elijah Rainey at first. I'll tell you the outfield after this 0-1 pitch to Manzo. That one's fouled off third base side yet again. The outfield is Isaiah White in left, Dylan Head in center, and Jason Ballard in right. So the only change in the Vikings lineup is Isaiah White moved from third to left, and then Nico Bilgi took his spot. And then obviously Preston Lund returning to the catcher spot. 0-2 pitch from Waterman. That's a changeup low, 1-2. Saw Waterman use that changeup heavily last Thursday. He seemed to be getting a better feel for it. That was the first outing that he'd really showed that he can throw that pitch consistently. That one skipped in there, evening the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two pitch from Waterman. It's a hit down the left field line. Isaiah White over. He'll have no play. That one gets out of play. And in the game on Monday, the Lockport Porters scored 6 runs in the first inning, and Joey Manzo made both the first out of the first inning and the last out of the first inning. He grounded out to short to start the game, and then he flied out to center to end the first. Trying to avoid being the leadoff out yet again. 2-2 pitch. Just barely low, 3-2. Manzo working a good leadoff at bat here against Waterman. Full count pitch to Manzo. That one's fouled off third base side yet again. Every foul ball has just been over there on that third base side of the field. Maybe he's getting jammed a little bit, just fighting him off the hands. But the count is still full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three-two. What do you know? It's a foul ball, third base side. Porters might as well just have somebody out there. They're getting foul balls. They might as well just keep somebody out there. There's going to be at least a few more. But not this at-bat. That's strike 3 looking to Joey Manzo. Waterman froze him on a changeup. And that is how this ball game is going to get underway. A backwards K from Vince Waterman. But as we saw on Monday, Joey Manzo getting out doesn't exactly mean that the Porters are done. Anthony Franconi, the left fielder, stepping in now. Takes ball 1, low and out. On Monday, Franconi went 1 for 3 with a walk, an RBI, and a run scored. He also swiped 4 bases. That 1-0 pitch is chopped off home plate. Nico Bilgi has to field that high hop throw over to first in time. That one was hit straight down right off home plate, and Nico Bilgi had to field it on a nice little Sunday hop, but he had to hurry his throw to get Franconi at first base. But it's 2 batters and 2 outs for Waterman.
Third, second baseman number 13, Anthony Martinez.
Anthony Martinez, the second baseman, went 3 for 3 with a home run on Monday, and he takes strike 1. Martinez scored 4 times, drove in 2, and walked twice. 0-1. It's popped up right field, and that is going to be out of play. Count is 0-2 now. So Waterman trying to follow up Nagel's 1-2-3 top of the first with a 1-2-3 bottom of the first of his own. He's 1 strike away from doing so. Oh, 2 pitch from Waterman. That's in the dirt. Ball 1. Not a bad pitch by Waterman. He's way ahead. Make sure you don't give Martinez a mistake pitch, because we saw on Monday he can do some damage. Still ahead. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss from Waterman. 2 strikeouts in a 1-2-3 perfect inning. And going into the top of the second, 6 batters have come up to the plate, and all 6 have gone back to the dugout. Nagel back out on the mound for his second inning of work. He went 1-2-3 in the first, so he'll face the 4, 5, 6 batters in the Vikings lineup, starting with the catcher Preston Lund. Lund was serving as the DH on Monday. He went 0-for-3 with a walk and a run scored.
Leading off the second inning for the Vikings, the catcher number 10, Preston Lund.
First pitch to Lund. Fastball, low and outside, ball 1. 1-0 from Nagel. That one's even lower, 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0 pitch to Lund. Same spot, 3 balls, no strikes. So after a 3 up, 3 down top of the first, Dylan Nagel has not thrown a strike to leadoff man Preston Lund yet. I doubt Lund swings right here. 3-0. That's in there for strike 1. As we know, you can't come back from 3-0 without getting that first pitch, first strike. 3-1 pitch to Lund. Swing and a miss. He was way late on that Nagel fastball. So after being down 3-0, Nagel has worked the count back to a full 3-2 on the leadoff man of the second inning. Lund sends one on the ground to Miller, and that one just hops up over him. And Preston Lund will be on first base. That's the beauty of a grass infield. We don't see that at Homewood-Flossmoor with that new turf infield. All those hops will, I can guarantee you, they won't hop up over you like that one just did. You won't get perfect hops, but so Isaiah White will bat now with a runner on first base and nobody out. White went 1-for-3 with a walk, an RBI, and 2 runs scored.
Josh Moore, batting fifth, left fielder number 13, Isaiah White.
And Josh Moore will courtesy run for Preston over there on first base. Preston being the catcher, he can take a seat after working his way on. White swings through a Nagel fastball, 0-1. Moore has speed over there on first base, so it's important that Nagel keeps him honest. There's a pickoff attempt. Good job by Benatus over there to block that one up. That one skipped in there. Oh, one pitch to White. It's hit on the ground to Mastoris at short. He's going to have to hurry, and Isaiah White's going to beat out the throw. He's got an infield single. That one was just hit so softly that Mastoris couldn't come up with it in time and then fire across his body to get White. So back-to-back base runners to start the second inning for the Vikings. Have them with runners on first and second and nobody out.
Number 4, Elijah Rainey.
Elijah Rainey is the batter. Went 1 for 3 with a 2 RBI single on Monday. He's going to take a breaking ball upstairs. 1-0. 1-0 pitch. That one's popped up, out of play. Count is now a ball and a strike. One to Rainey. Hit on the ground. Past Mastoris at short. Moore's going to be waved home. The throw is going to be cut off, and Josh Moore scores the first Vikings run of the day, and they take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. That one was just hit hard in between the hole between Mastoris and Miller. And it's 3 straight ground balls to the left side of the infield, and the Vikings are up 1-0.
Demir Heidelberg.
The DH, Demir Heidelberg. He's usually a first baseman, but he's DHing today. He takes a breaking ball in there for strike 1. He'll have a chance to extend the Vikings lead right here. Isaiah White's on second base. Elijah Rainey's on first. They both singled. Fouled that one back. 0-2. Heidelberg trying to avoid being the first out of this second inning. 0-2 pitch. Fouled back. That pitch was up near his face. I don't know how he made contact with that one. But he stayed alive, keeping the count at 0-2. Pitch from Nagel. That's outside. Ball 1. Three singles in a row for the Vikings have netted them their first run. Trying to add more. Breaking ball got Heidelberg to squat down, getting out of the way of it, but there was maybe a little bit inside. That's the only possible way that wasn't strike 3. But it's 2-2 now on Heidelberg. That one's hit past Mastoris' reach, and White will be waved home, and once again the throw is cut off, and 4 straight singles to the left side of the infield, and the Vikings take a 2-0 lead in the top of the second. It's like watching the same movie on repeat. Lund singled over the head of Caden Miller on a ground ball that just popped up over him. Isaiah White hit an infield single to Mastoris at short that he wasn't able to fire to first base in time. And then Elijah Rainey and Demir Heidelberg hit pretty much exactly the same ball. And now Rainey's on second, Heidelberg's on first for the third baseman Nico Bilgi. Bilgi back in the lineup after a few games of not hitting.
Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 8, Nico Bilgi.
First pitch to Nico. Swing and a miss at a fastball, chest high. Bilgi had been getting hot before his departure from the lineup. During the Vikings trip to Kentucky, he was swinging the bat well. He squares bunt. And that one just nailed the umpire after he fouled that one back. He tipped that one off the end of the bat, and it just hit the umpire square in that shoulder region where there's no padding. So Bilgi behind in the count 0-2 now, and umpire's just stretching it out.
I've not seen the trainer. I don't know who's here.
Because Nagel doesn't exactly have a slow fastball where if it hits you, you're just able to rub it and you're fine a few seconds later. He seems to be okay. He's a tough guy. So after that pitch, it's 0-2 on Nico Bilgi. Nagel comes set. 0-2 pitch. Pickoff attempt. Nagel spun. Mastoris was running over there to second base to try and get Rainey off second, but he was able to get back in there in time. Nagel didn't even throw it. 0-2 to Bilgi. That's upstairs. 1-2. Bilgi can turn on one. That right center gap is wide open. 1-2 pitch to Bilgi. Hit on the ground to Benitez at first. He'll fire to second. Get Heidelberg in a fielder's choice. But Rainey moves up 90 feet to third base. And Bilgi stands on first now. So runners on the corners and one out for the shortstop, Rob Tate.
Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 2, Robert Tate.
Rob Tate trying to extend this Vikings inning and turn things over for the top of the lineup in Dylan Head. Tate himself is a pretty good hitter. He's batting .380 on the year. He was the Vikings leadoff man before Head returned from injury. And he'll send one on the ground to Miller at second base, on to Martinez at second. And that throw's going to get away from Benitez, and the Vikings are going to add their third run. Rob Tate's going to be held at second base. The throw behind him is going to be short-hopped, knocked down by Mastoris. But the Vikings add their third run thanks to a fielder's choice RBI by Rob Tate. He was probably going to be safe at first base anyway, but it would help that the throw got away. It got him an extra base. So now the top of the lineup in Dylan Head will bat. Head flied to left field just shy of hitting his second leadoff home run of the year. It sent Franconi all the way out to the wall. He'll have a chance to extend this Vikings lead to 4 or more right here. He takes ball 1 from Nagel. One ball, no strikes is a count on Head. That one's short hop. Rob Tate thought about going, but that one was deflected off Jake Schindler and towards the third base line, so it would have been a shorter throw. Rob Tate elected to put the brakes on, head back to second. No reason to make the third out at third base, especially with the hitter in Dylan Head up at the plate right now. Even if you walk him, that's still a productive at-bat. 2-0 pitch is fouled back, 2-1. We've seen Head do that a few times this year where he's ahead in the count and then just sells out on one pitch, one spot, and swings as hard as he can, which, I mean, there's a reason why he's the #1 ranked baseball player in the state of Illinois for the class of 2023. He fouls that one back, 2-2. Nagel trying to get out of this second inning. Already allowed 3 on 4 hits. All 4 hits have been singles. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball off the plate. 3-2. Nagel tried to backdoor Head. We've seen that many times this year. Pitchers staying away from him. Trying to hit that outside corner, but that one was too far off the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the second. That one's hit down the left field line, foul. Good work by Head, just fouling that one off, staying alive. Finding a pitch that he can make some solid contact on, get on base. Count is still full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch from Nagel. He spun. Trying to catch Rob Tate off of second. So now we'll do the full count pitch. Breaking ball off the plate yet again. Ball 4. And Head is walked to send Corey Mulling to the plate here in the second with runners on first and second and 2 outs. Mulling grounded to Colton Benatis at first base in the first.
Corey Mulling.
He takes ball 1. Strike 1, yeah. Strike 1 on the outside corner. It was an unenthusiastic strike call from the umpire. I was a bit confused, but it's 0-1. That one's inside. A ball and a strike. We've seen Mulling have some good power to left field. And especially at this field where it isn't the biggest, he can send one out. That one's upstairs to 2-1. Last Tuesday against Sandburg, he hit a ball about 370 feet off the scoreboard at Sandburg. About halfway to 2/3 up it. He'll pop that one out of play, first base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mulling was probably the Vikings player of the week last week. He absolutely dominated Sandburg, going 4 for 4 on Tuesday and then going 3 for 4 on Thursday. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch to Mulling. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Corey Mulling strikes out to end the second inning, but not before the Vikings put up 3 runs on 4 singles, all to the left side of the infield. So going into the bottom of the second, Vince Waterman will take the mound with a 3-run lead. Vince Waterman, after a 1-2-3 first inning of his own, will try and not do what Dylan Nagel did after his 1-2-3 first. He'll face the DH Jake Mormon, who went 0 for 2 with a run scored. And interestingly enough, 3 hit by pitches in 3 straight at-bats to start the game on Monday. He watches ball 1 inside from Waterman. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch from Waterman. Fouled straight down, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes on the leadoff man in the second inning, Jake Mormon. That one skipped in there, 2-2. 2-2 pitch to Mormon. Breaking ball, strike 3. Vince Waterman's 3rd strikeout in 4 batters starts this second inning, as he did in the first with a strikeout looking. Caden Miller, the 3rd baseman, went 1 for 1 with 3 RBIs, a run, and 2 walks on Monday. He also played a great defensive game at third base. And he sends one right back up the middle. Head will watch that one fall in front of him, and Caden Miller has the first Porter's hit of the day. Colton Benitez went 1 for 4 with a grand slam in the first inning on Monday. He has not batted today. He'll bat with Caden Miller on first base and 1 out. He'll swing awkwardly at that one, 0-1. That was probably a strike anyway. Pickoff attempt. Miller slides in safe at first. A 1 pitch to Benitez. It's a breaking ball in there for strike 2. So Waterman very quickly ahead in the count, 0-2 on the first baseman, Benitez. That one's upstairs, 1-2. That's a good 0-2 pitch from Waterman after seeing a breaking ball spin in there for strike 2. Benitez was likely looking fastball anyway. 1-2 is a pickoff attempt. Miller is going to be thrown out at second base. Umpire did not make a call, but a pickoff of Caden Miller is the second out of this bottom of the second inning. And just like that, Vince Waterman is 1 strike away from getting out of this second inning with just 3 batters faced. 1-2. That's inside. 2-2. Count is even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch from Waterman. Hit on the ground to Bilgi. He'll have no play on it. That one was just out of his reach. And Benitez will reach first base on an infield single. And now the right fielder, Jojo Zaragoza, will bat with a runner on first base and 1 out.
Right fielder number 11, Jojo Zaragoza.
Zaragoza went 1 for 3 with a run scored and a walk. Throw from Lund as Benitez tried to swipe second, and he will. That pitch to Zaragoza was in there for strike one. So Waterman is ahead in the count. 0-1 pitch from Waterman. That's hit on the ground to Mulling at second base, and it hops up over him. Miller's going to, Benatus is going to score. And that is going to be the first run of the Porters' day. They cut the Vikings' lead to 2.
What are you calling that, a hit?
So Benatus scored from second base on that one.
Number 10, Dylan Nagel.
Now the pitcher, Dylan Nagel, will try and help his own cause now. He represents a tying run. He sends one out into shallow left field. Isaiah Wright and Rob Tate calling for it. Tate will call off White, and there's a small collision out there, but White is able to get up after Rob Tate made the play. But going into the top of the third inning, the Vikings still hold a 3-1 lead over the Lockport Porters. Leading off here in this top of the third inning for the Vikings is going to be their right fielder, Jason Ballard. Ballard flied to center field to end the first inning. He'll have a chance to start things right for the Vikings here in the third, trying to follow up their 3-run second inning. He fouls back the first pitch from Dylan Nagel. Nagel back out on the mound for his third inning of work. Oh, 1 pitch to Ballard. The breaking ball gets Ballard to swing over the top of that one. 0-2. Nagel way ahead on Ballard. 0-2. Another breaking ball into left field. Jason Ballard starts the third inning with a single to left field on an 0-2 breaking ball that just hung up there. And he sent it out into shallow left field. So now the catcher, Preston Lund, will bat with a runner on first base and nobody out. We saw Lund single on a ball that just hopped up over the head of Caden Miller at third base. His courtesy runner, Josh Moore, later scored. Lund sends one down the right field line. Zaragoza will not make the play. That one fell in foul territory. So it'll go with strike one. Preston Lund is due for a home run right here. He hasn't had one in a few weeks. He's got 3 on the year. Pickoff attempt. Ballard dives in safely at first. Now, I'm not calling Preston's shot, but if he does homer, you know who to thank. we've seen Lund turn on the velocity that Nagel has and just send it. That one's bounced in there for ball one. Count is even, a ball and a strike. One from Nagel. Breaking ball, big swing and a miss from Lund. 1-2. That's probably what Nagel was trying to do against Jason Ballard, but then left it a little bit too far up in the zone. Then Ballard sent it into left field for a leadoff single. He stands on first base now. 1-2 to Lund. Another breaking ball. Lund fights it off, keeping the count at 1-2. I think that one crossed up Lund. He sort of swung late at that one. Was expecting a fastball. 1-2 pitch is a pickoff. Ballard in safely. Pitch to Lund. Fastball just off of the plate. Evens the count at 2-2.
Yeah, I'm hearing lanes in this field a lot, I guess.
2-2 pitch to Lund. Fastball popped up on the infield in foul territory. And I think Benatis just lost that one in the sun. He did not make the play, but that one fell in play. It was near the Vikings dugout, but didn't go in it. But that sun is right in Benatis' eyes. He probably just lost it. So Lund given another life. Still 2-2 is the count on him. Breaking ball upstairs. 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Trying to follow Jason Ballard's leadoff single with a walk of his own, or just any way on. Already put up a quality at bat. Another pickoff attempt. Ballard, once again, safe at first. Full count pitch to Lund. Ballard takes off. Lund sends that one over the head of Benatis. A little duck snort into right field. Jason Ballard is going to be held up at third base. But a little inside-out jam shot swing into shallow right field sends Jason Ballard to third and Preston Lund to first. So both of Preston Lund's hits have been either off the end of the bat or thanks to the field. But now that'll send the Porters coach out of the dugout for a chat with Nagel. After back-to-back singles start the third, just as they did the second, the Vikings are threatening to extend their lead. Isaiah White is the batter now. He's singled on an infield single to Nico Mastoris in the second. He then later came around to score. Samir Heidelberg drove him in. And as he did in the second inning, Josh Moore replaces Preston Lund on first base as a courtesy runner. I would be shocked if we don't see Moore take off for second right here, especially with Ballard on third base.
Vikings is number 6, Josh Moore. Now batting left fielder, Isaiah White.
As you know, Isaiah White hit that infield single in the second. He'll have a chance to drive in a run. He pops that one foul, 0-1. Ballard only 90 feet away. They can get their lead back up to 3. A 1 pitch to Zay. Nagel actually was attempting to pick off Ballard over there at third base. We've seen that happen a few times. 0-1 to White. Below the zone, just barely 1-1. One ball, one strike on the left fielder, White. Pickoff attempt. Nagel tried to pick off Moore at first base, but Moore is able to read it. Isaiah White definitely has some interesting high pants. He's got those socks pulled up over his knees. We don't see that a lot. 1-1 pitch is hit into right field. Zaragoza over. He'll make the catch. Ballard's going to tag. Throw from Zaragoza is going to be cut off. And it's a sacrifice fly for Isaiah White, and the lead is back to 3 runs for the Vikings. Moore was not able to advance to second on that one. He stays at first. Elijah Rainey is a batter now. He's singled to left field, scoring the Vikings' first run of the day. Another pickoff attempt. No dice. Six hits for the Vikings today. All 6 have been singles. Playing small ball is something we've seen the Vikings do in the past. Rainey takes ball 1 off the plate. There's a breaking ball that just spun a little bit too much. Swing and a miss by Rainey. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. One ball, one strike, one out. That one's below the zone, 2-1. I'm very shocked that we haven't seen Josh Moore try and swipe second yet. He has speed. 2-1. Another pickoff attempt. So Nagel was along the same line, thinking along the same lines as I was. Just checked on him. 2-1 pitch to Rainey. It's fouled back, 2-2. Count is even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Moore takes off late. He will be thrown out at second base. He's going to appeal. Jake Schindler throws him out. Elijah Rainey took that breaking ball off the plate for ball 3, so he's got a full count on him now, 3-2. Full count pitch to Rainey. Swing and a miss on a fastball above the zone. Strike 3 on Elijah Rainey. He ends the 3rd inning, but not before the Vikings add their 4th run of the game and extend their lead back to 3. Vince Waterman will face the only batter in the Porters lineup who hasn't faced him so far today, the shortstop Nico Mastoris.
Shortstop number 25, Nico Mastoris.
Mastoris is the last hitter in the Porters lineup before Joey Manzo and the top come up again. Mastoris takes ball one from Waterman.
Come on, Nico.
Mastoris went 0 for 3 with a walk, a run scored, and an RBI on Monday. 1-0 pitch is hit on the ground to Rob Tate at short. He's going to have to throw hard, and he will, to get Mastoris to bounce out to short to start this bottom of the third inning. So just like he did in the first 2 innings, Vince Waterman gets the leadoff man out. And that's big, as it sends Joey Manzo, the leadoff man, to the plate with nobody on and 1 out.
Center fielder, Joey Manzo.
Manzo struck out looking to start the first inning. He was the first of 3 strikeout victims for Waterman so far. He'll bounce one on the ground to Tate again. Throw from Tate is in time. And 2 pitches are hit on the ground to Rob Tate at short, and just like that, 3 pitches, 2 outs. And now the batter will be Anthony Franconi. He grounded to third in the first inning.
Left fielder, Anthony Franconi.
So now Waterman threatening to get through this third inning pretty quickly. That one's fouled off, almost in the Porters' dugout. Waterman ahead in the count, 0-1. 0-1 pitch to from Waterman. Breaking ball just barely off the plate, 1-1. Good take right there by Franconi. One from Waterman. That's in the dirt. Ball 2. Two balls and a strike on the left fielder, Franconi. Pitch from Waterman. That one's hit on the ground to Rob Tate again. He's up with it, and he'll make all 3 plays in the third inning. 6 pitches, 3 outs, 3 ground balls to short. So we go to the 4th inning. The Vikings hold a 3-run lead over the Lockport Porters. Dylan Nagel on the mound for the Porters here in the 4th inning. He'll face the 7, 8, 9 hitters in the Vikings lineup, starting things with Demir Heidelberg. The DH singled to left field, scoring a run in the 2nd inning. That was the 2nd run the Vikings scored. He'll take ball 1 upstairs. 1-0 from Nagel. Fastball hit on the ground to short. Mastoris up with it. He'll throw to first base. And that's going to be the first out of this top of the 4th inning. First time since the first inning that Nagel's gotten the leadoff man out. Lund singled to start the second, and then Ballard singled to start the third. So now Nico Bilgi will bat with nobody on and 1 out. He'll swing and miss at a fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. Bilgi grounded into a fielder's choice in the third inning. That 0-1 pitch is just barely off the plate. 1-1. 1-1 to Bilgi. Breaking ball, good hold there by Bilgi. 2-1. Looked like Schindler wanted that one outside and then had to come across his body and probably took that one away from the zone because it looked good. That 2-1 pitch is roped into right field. Nico Bilgi has his first hit of today, and it's the 7th Vikings single and the 7th Vikings hit. That ball was hit hard, just right on the ground. But it was able to split Martinez and Benadas. And Rob Tate, who grounded into a fielder's choice of his own, getting an RBI out of it in the second. Check swing. Appeal. He did go. 0-1. Count is now 0-1 on Rob Tate. Tate swings through that fastball from Nagel, 0-2. Tate trying to just extend things to the top of the order, and Dylan Head was on deck. 0-2 to Tate. Fastball. Leaping grab by Nico Mastoris. Oh my goodness, he got up there. He just stole a hit from Rob Tate. That one just hung up there forever, and Mastoris was able to come down with it. So now Dylan Head will bat for the 3rd time today. He's walked in the 2nd inning and then flied to the wall in left field to start the 1st inning. He's got Nico Bilgi on first base. He sends that one out into right center field. Zaragoza can't make the play. Nico Bilgi is going to be waved around third. Dylan Head's going to be waved towards third, and he is going to be stopped at third base. An RBI triple into the right center field alley for Dylan Head extends the Vikings lead to 4. That ball was hit so hard that Zaragoza was almost able to run it down. But he was not able to make that play. He laid out.
Second baseman, Corey Mulling.
Corey Mulling's 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out to end the second in his last at-bat. He'll take a breaking ball in there for strike 1 from Nagel. Vikings have scored in every inning but the first. 3 in the second, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth so far, and they can't add more. Head is only 90 feet away. That one's tapped back to Nagel. He's going to come up with it and throw to get Mulling to end the 4th inning, but not before Dylan Head comes through with a clutch 2-out RBI triple into right center field. And going into the bottom of the 4th, the Vikings hold a 4-run lead over the Porters. Vince Waterman back out on the mound in the 4th inning. He's gone 3 innings of 1-run ball so far. He'll face the heart of the Porters order. The 3-hitter Anthony Martinez will start. Martinez struck out to end the 1st inning in his only at-bat so far today. He'll take ball 1 above the zone from Waterman. 1-0 pitch from Waterman. Fastball hit into right field. That one just hit the lip and bounced up and over Elijah Rainey's glove. I'm not sure if he would have had a play on it if it didn't. But regardless, it's a leadoff single for Martinez. It's the first time that the Porters have gotten their leadoff man on. Manzo and Mormon struck out to start the 1st and 2nd, and then Mastors grounded to short to start the 3rd. Jake Mormon struck out to end the 2nd. He takes ball 1. Don't know where that was, maybe a little bit outside, but it's ball 1. Mormon was the 3rd and final strikeout victim so far of Waterman's day. Another pickoff attempt. Martinez in safe at first. Didn't even need to slide. One 0 pitch to Mormon. Upstairs, 2-0. We saw Waterman pick off Caden Miller when he singled to center field. Perhaps trying to catch Martinez off of first base. 2-0 pitch. That's upstairs, 3-0. Waterman has not walked a batter today. Trying not to make this one his first. 3-0 pitch. Long hold from Waterman. He'll pick off. Count is still 3-0 on Jake Mormon. That's ball 4 upstairs, and it is the first walk of Vince Waterman's day. Back-to-back base runners for the Porters will send pitching coach Vince Davis out of the dugout. Miller singled to center field his last time up. That was the first Porters hit of the day. He was then later picked off. But after Waterman's 6-pitch bottom of the 3rd inning, he's struggled a bit to start the 4th, but we've seen him get out of situations far bleaker than this. And he's got a 4-run cushion to work with. But with this Porters lineup, you never know.
Now batting third baseman,
they can put a charge into a ball. And if you never know if Miller homers, it's a 1-run game. First pitch is a breaking ball in there for strike 1. And with this field being as small as it is, pretty much anybody can hit it out right here. 0-1 pitch to Miller. Breaking ball in the dirt. Throw from Lund is not in time to get Anthony Martinez. He was able to just evade the tag from Nico Bilgi. And Mormon moves up 90 feet. So now the Porters have 2 runners in scoring position and nobody out in the 4th inning. Lund was able to block that one up, but Martinez decided to test him anyway, and he was rewarded for it. That 1-1 is hit out into right field. Foul, 1-2. Miller was just a little late on it. So now Waterman has a 1-2 count on Caden Miller. 1-2. In the dirt, good block by Lund. 2-2. Count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Porter's threatening to score. That one's hit on the ground to Rob Tate. They will score at least one, and that's going to be the first out of the 4th inning. It's a ground out to Rob Tate, but the Porters score their 2nd run of the day thanks to a Caden Miller RBI ground out. Martinez scored from 3rd. Mormon moved up 90 feet to 3rd base. So now the lead for the Vikings is cut to 3. Waterman will face Colton Benitis. The first baseman, singled on an infield dribbler to Rob Tate at short. That first pitch was off the plate for a ball. 1-0. That one's tipped foul. 1-1. Benitis stole 2nd and then later was stranded at 2nd base. That one's tipped foul yet again. Good breaking ball by Waterman there. 1-2. Getting Benitis out right here would be huge, as then all you got to do is just get Zaragoza out, who waits on deck. Takes a sac fly out of the equation. 1-2 pitch. Fastball, foul. Pretty late swing there by Benitis. Potentially was just trying to go opposite field to get that run in from 3rd. And he still has a 1-2 count on him. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the first baseman, Benitis. Swing and a miss at a changeup in the dirt. Benitis goes down swinging for the 2nd out of the 4th inning. And Jojo Zaragoza, who flied to center in the 2nd inning with a bat.
Zaragoza.
That one's popped foul. Out of play. Excuse me. Zaragoza did not fly to center. He singled to center. Oh, 1 pitch from Waterman. Fastball hit past Corey Mulling. That's going to be an RBI single for Zaragoza. And the Porters tack on their 3rd run of the day, and the Vikings lead is only 2. So that walk to Jake Mormon does come around to score for Waterman.
Dylan Nagel.
And now Dylan Nagel, who popped to short. The pitcher represents the tying run for the Porters. Takes ball 1 off the plate. Waterman has had to work here in the 4th inning after a quick bottom of the 3rd. Nagel trying to help himself out right here. Potentially tie the game. Zaragoza takes off. That one's hit right in the hole where Corey Mulling once was. Zaragoza is going to be going to be stopped at 3rd base. And Nagel will stand on 1st base. So it's 1st and 3rd now with 2 outs. For Nico Mastoris, the 9-hitter, grounded to short.
A touch advance pitch running for the Porters, number 29, Michael Theodore.
Michael Theodore is going to pinch run for Nagel, the pitcher. We've seen that only a few times this year where the pitcher is hitting and has gotten on base.
Nico Mastoris.
Nico Mastoris does represent the go-ahead run at the plate, so if he homers, Porter's going to have a 1-run lead. First pitch from Waterman. Bounced on the ground to Corey Mulling at second base. He's up with it, and he'll fire to Elijah Rainey at first base, and that will end the 4th inning, but not before the Porters add 2 and cut the Vikings lead from 4 to 2. Jason Ballard will start it. Ballard singled to left field to start the 3rd inning, his last at-bat. He'll take strike 1 at the knees from Nagel.
Leading off the 5th inning for the Vikings, right fielder Jason Ballard.
0-1 pitch to Ballard. The breaking ball hit on the ground to Mastoris at short. Throw is in time to get Ballard to start this top of the 5th inning. Preston Lund has 2 singles on the day. 1 to left, 1 to right.
The catcher, Preston Lund.
Looking for his 3rd hit of the day. He takes the first pitch breaking ball from Nagel, just off the plate, ball 1. One 0 pitch to Lund. Cut and a miss. 1-1. One pitch from Nagel. Another fastball hit out in the air to center field. Manzo under it, and he'll make the 2nd out of the 5th inning. Isaiah White will be the batter. He's singled on an infield bouncer and then hit a sac fly, scoring Jason Ballard in the 3rd inning.
Left fielder Isaiah White.
So he's put good swings on the ball today. Trying to put another one on the ball right here. He'll take strike 1 on the inside corner from Nagel, 0-1. It's one of the few times we've seen Nagel come inside with a fastball to a righty today. That one's popped back, 0-2. And not the first time that we've seen him come inside. The first time that we've seen him come inside and it be taken for a strike. The Vikings hitters are usually pretty good at pouncing on inside fastballs, but Isaiah White has an 0-2 count on him. Breaking ball above the zone. Strike 3, a 1-2-3 5th inning for Dylan Nagel. Sends the Vikings into the bottom of the 5th, still holding a 2-run lead. leading off this bottom of the 5th inning is going to be the Porters' top of the lineup, Joey Manzo. Manzo is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out. First pitch from Waterman, who's still out on the mound, is a breaking ball in there for strike 1. Waterman trying to bounce back from that 2-run bottom of the 4th. 0-1 is hit out into shallow right. Jason Ballard and Corey Mulling converging. Mulling will make the play out in shallow right field. And that is how the 5th inning is going to get started. Anthony Franconi has grounded to the left side of the infield twice, once to Nico Bilgi and once to Rob Tate.
Left fielder Anthony Franconi.
The top of the lineup against Waterman for this Porters team has not done much. That's ball 1 to Franconi. The only hit in the Porters' first 4 batters is an Anthony Martinez single in the 4th inning. Waterman has gotten the rest out. That's strike 1 on the outside corner. Evens the count and a ball on the strike. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the 5th inning. That one's hit foul, 1 and 2. Waterman has a 1-2 count on Franconi. That one's lined to Corey Mulling. He'll take it on a hop and throw to Elijah Rainey, but he's going to be safe. Rainey was not on the base in time. And now Coach McCarthy is going to go out to appeal it, or just talk it over.
Let me see if I can think.
So a ground ball that turns into an infield single for the Vikings. I mean for the Porters. Sends Anthony Martinez to the plate with a runner on first and 1 out. Martinez struck out against Waterman to end the 1st, and then singled to right to start the 4th.
All right, sorry, bud. Bye.
So after that brief chat, hopefully we'll be back with baseball.
Now batting second baseman Anthony Martinez.
Martinez singled to right field in his last at-bat. That one's in there for strike 1 at the knees.
Come on, Marty.
Pickoff attempt. Franconi in there safe. Yeah. 0-1. That's in the dirt, and it gets away from Preston Lund. Franconi is going to be held up at second base. Martinez has a 1-1 count on him now. Pitch from Waterman. That's off the plate, ball 2. Waterman trying to work around. That's single from Franconi. 2-1 to Martinez. Hit on the ground to Bilgi at third. He'll check back Franconi. Great play by Nico Bilgi, getting Franconi to commit to back to second base and then firing across his body to get Martinez at first base. Now that's 2 outs for Jake Mormon, who was struck out and walked today.
Designated hitter Jake Mormon.
We saw Mormon in the first game not put many balls in play, and we have yet to see one today. That one's hit on the ground to Bilgi. He'll field it and throw for the third out of the 5th inning. Vince Waterman's hyped. He got out of that jam. And going in to the top of the 6th inning, the Vikings still hold a 2-run lead over the Lockport Porters. Leading off for the Vikings here in this top of the 6th inning is going to be their first baseman, Elijah Rainey. Rainey has struck out and singled today. His single in the 2nd inning got the scoring started. Vikings have added 4 more since then. Dylan Nagel is back out on the mound, and his first pitch was fouled straight back. Oh, 1 to Rainey. It's fouled back yet again. 0-2. Nagel went 1-2-3 in the 5th. And he's 1 strike away from getting the leadoff man out in the 6th. 0-2 pitch to Rainey. Breaking ball outside. 1-2. After 2 fastballs about chest high, Rainey was set up for that pitch. Laid off it smartly. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the first baseman. Pitch from Nagel. Breaking ball hit on the ground to Miller at third. He's going to gobble it up and fire across his body. Miller had that one bounce off his body, but he was able to stick with it and get Rainey to ground out. Demir Heidelberg will be the batter. He's 1 for 2 also today. He singled to left and grounded to short. Vikings just looking to add to their 2-run lead. 2 runs is never safe, and especially not against this Porters team. Heidelberg sends a little jam shot out into right field. That one's going to fall. Martinez went out. Zaragoza was coming in, but they could not get a glove on that one, and Demir Heidelberg has a 1-out single in the 6th. His second hit of the day sends Nico Bilgi to the plate with a runner on first and nobody out, and 1 out, excuse me. And pinch running for Demir Heidelberg will be Bennett Reich at first base.
Attention fans, pinch running for the Vikings, number 19, Bennett Reich.
Bilgi's last at bat was a hard hit single between the hole, in the hole between Martinez and Benatis, between second and first. Bilgi later came around to score on Dylan Head's triple. First pitch from Nagel, outside corner, strike 1. Nagel comes set. The 0-1 pitch to Bilgi is a pickoff attempt. Reich in there safely. Oh, 1 pitch to Bilgi. It's up and out. Ball 1. This will be Dylan Nagel's 90th pitch of the day. He's gone 5 quality innings so far. Here in the 6th, he's got a 1-1 count on Nico Bilgi. Bilgi takes that one off the plate, ball 2. Bilgi's gone to the right side of the infield twice. His first at bat was a ground ball to the first baseman Benatis, as Benatis receives that pickoff attempt. Nothing comes up of it. 2-1. He's fouled back, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the 6th inning. Vikings looking to add some insurance runs. 2-2. Just off the plate, 3-2. Bilgi has a full count on him now. Trying to find any way on base here in the 6th. Because if he gets on, that almost ensures the top of the lineup will come to bat in Dylan Head, unless Rob Tate is grounded into a double play. Reich again safe at first. And Tate has been putting some good swings on the ball. He got a single taken away from him by Nico Mastoris, who made a great leaping play. And there's ball 4 to Nico Bilgi. And 2 base runners after a leadoff out to Elijah Rainey. Send Rob Tate to the plate with 2 runners on and 1 out. As we were saying, Nico Mastoris at short took a sure single, possibly even extra bases away from Rob Tate after he leapt into the air.
The shortstop, Robert Tate.
Tate also grounded into a fielder's choice, scoring a run. And now Nico Bilgi will be replaced on first base by Luke Griggs. Griggs definitely has more speed than Bilgi, but I would be shocked if we see Bilgi exit the game.
For the Vikings is number 0, Luke Griggs.
Bilgi might be getting warm. We have seen Bilgi be a very serviceable pitcher for the Vikings in the past, and the game plan, at least when I heard it, was Bilgi was going to throw an inning out of relief, and Vince Waterman hasn't needed it so far. First pitch to Tate. It's inside, nearly hits him. Ball 1. Nagel has to go at Tate, because if he allows Tate to get on, that'll send Dylan Head to the dish with potentially bases loaded. 1-0 pitch. That's outside, ball 2. The Vikings dugout getting rowdy. They know that Nagel has to throw a strike right here. And if Tate can jump on it, he fouls that one back, 2-1. Tate is tied for 3rd on the Vikings with 3 home runs on the year. Only Jason Ballard and Dylan Head have more. Two-one pitch to Tate. It's a pickoff attempt. Nagel spun, tried to catch Bennett Reich. Two-one from Nagel. Jam shot into shallow right field. Zaragoza under it. He'll make the catch for the second out of the 6th inning. And it'll turn the lineup card over for the leadoff man, Dylan Head, who will bat with runner on first and second and 2 outs. Head tripled into the right center field gap his last time up in the 4th. That scored the Vikings' 5th run of the day. He can plate the Vikings 6th, 7th, maybe even 8th if he homers right here. First pitch from Nagel. Fastball hit a mile out into right field, and that one's off the wall. One run's going to score. Griggs is waved around second. Head's going to be waved towards third, and he has 2 triples on the day, and the Vikings are up 7-3. That's why you should have walked him. There was a base open. We've seen many teams make that mistake. If you have a base open, let Dylan Head occupy it.
Second baseman, Corey Mulling.
That one was about 2 feet away from getting out. And Dylan Head wasn't even running out of the box. He thought that was gone, but he's still standing on third base. Corey Mulling swings through that first pitch from Nagel. Mulling's 0 for 3 today, very unlike him. He grounded back to Nagel to end the 4th inning. Coincidentally with Dylan Head on third base as well. He'll foul that one back, 0-2.
Yeah. Actually, I thought it was gone.
0-2 is the count on Mulling. Pitch from Nagel. Swing and a miss at a fastball. Mulling strikes out to end the 6th inning, but not before Dylan Head comes through yet again for the Vikings. This time it's a 2-run triple, and he extends the Vikings' lead to 4. Now on the mound for the Vikings is the righty Jack Barry. We've seen Barry and Vince Waterman pair well together in the past. Waterman being a hard-throwing lefty, and then Barry being a junk-balling, soft-tossing righty. I can guarantee you that Barry will throw you a less of a fastball than Vince Waterman will. Barry is primarily an off-speed pitcher, using his fastball sparingly, but when it does come out of his hand, he'll blow you away. Even though it's not 95, he'll still blow you away with it. There's that slow curveball. That one's hit out into left center field. It's going to fall in front of Isaiah White for a leadoff single. So Caden Miller starts this bottom of the 6th inning with a single.
Attention fans, pitch hitting for first baseman Colton Benitis. Number 26, Buck Groberski.
Now pinch hitting for Colton Benitis is Buck Groberski. He'll bat with Caden Miller on first base and nobody out. Jack Barry relieves Vince Waterman Waterman went 5 innings, allowed 3 earned runs. Pickoff attempt from Barry. Safe at first is Miller. Waterman struck out 4. And the big thing for him, only walked 1. So we've seen his walk numbers plummet over his last few starts. Big swing and a miss by Graberski on that Barry frisbee of a slider. Oh, 1 from Barry. Fastball hit out into right field. Jason Ballard over. He'll watch it fall in foul territory, 0-2. And that's what I was talking about with that fastball. Although it's mid-70s, you saw Graberski wave at that slider, but then was late on the fastball. Just a testament of how good sequencing can make any pitcher good, if their stuff is good. 0-2 pitch from Barry. That one's in the dirt. Lund blocks it. Miller will take second, even though it didn't get far away from Lund. Far away enough for Miller to get to second base. So now the double play is out of order. But the strikeout still is in play. One-two pitch from Barry. In the dirt. Great stop by Lund. Throw to Bilgi is in time. What a play by Preston Lund. He absolutely dove to his left and made a one-hop snag and absolutely hosed Caden Miller by about 5 steps. Had no chance. And that just saved a run. So now the count is even 2-2 on Buck Graberski from Jack Barry. That one's off the plate, ball 3. I'm still shocked that Preston Lund even came up with that. He had to sort of sell out to get any glove on that, and he did and threw out Miller. Full count pitch. Strike 3 at the knees. Jack Barry sends Buck Graberski back to the dugout. And now there's 2 outs here in the 6th inning.
Right fielder
Jojo Zaragoza. Zaragoza is the only batter in the Porters lineup to record 2 hits in 2 at-bats. He takes ball 1 low from Barry. We said this on Monday, but Zaragoza and Barry were travel ball teammates. They played together over last summer. 1-0 from Barry is in there for strike 1. There's that fastball. We know that they were teammates because I was teammates with both of them too. I was on that team. The 1-1 from Barry is hit on the ground to Bilgi at short. Comes up, hits him in the face. Hopefully he's okay. He seems to be fine. He's walking like he's okay. He's probably fine. He's probably mad at himself that he didn't make the play. Now Coach McCarthy going out to check on him. That's probably going to be a single for Zaragoza, his 3rd single of the day. I'm sure Bilgi wants to stay in the game as much as anybody does. He's a tough kid. And he'll stay in the game. He'll be just fine. So now there's a runner on first base and 2 outs
the pitcher,
for Dylan Nagel. Nagel is 1 for 2 today. He popped to short and then singled to right in the 4th. He's going to foul that first pitch back, 0-1. Barry ahead in the count, 0-1. Spins and throws to first. Zaragoza in safely. This is a battle of exact opposite pitchers. Nagel will blow you away with velocity. Barry will use his breaking stuff to get you. Another pickoff attempt. Zaragoza slides into first. Oh, and 1 is still the count on Nagel. He taps that one back to Jack Barry. He's up with it, and he'll throw to Elijah Rainey to end the 6th inning. So 4 batters come to the plate. Only 1 stays on base. And going into the final inning, the Vikings hold a 4-run lead over the Porters. Now on the mound for the Porters is the righty Drew Piper. He's going to relieve starter Dylan Nagel after Nagel went 6 innings, allowed 7 runs on 9 hits. Struck out 4. But if the Vikings hold on to this 4-run lead, Nagel will be the losing pitcher. But Piper will face the heart of the Vikings order, the 3-4-5 hitters, Jason Ballard, Preston Lund, and Isaiah White. Ballard is 1 for 3 today. He singled in the 3rd to start it. He'll take ball 1 from Piper. In his last at-bat, he grounded to short. That 1-0 pitch is upstairs, ball 2. Vikings just 3 outs away from emerging with their first win in a while. Ballard pops that 2-0 pitch foul, 2-1. This would be the Vikings' first win since Saturday against Maine South. And fans here are cheering because Jason Ballard just hit a car. So hopefully the car's okay, doesn't have any major damage. But Ballard takes strike 2 from Piper. Two-two to Ballard. Fastball gets him looking, and that is how the 7th inning is going to start. Preston Lund, the catcher, is 2 for 3 today with 2 singles. He flied to center field his last time up.
Come on, Pipe!
The catcher, Preston Lund.
First pitch to Lund is sent into center field. Manzo going over, but Zaragoza will make the catch out in right center field for the second out of the 7th inning. It'll send Isaiah White to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. Just trying to extend the inning, get some insurance runs for the Vikings.
Left fielder Isaiah White.
First pitch from Piper. It hits him right in the buttocks, and Isaiah White will walk gingerly down to first base. I'm sure he's hurting right now, but he'll take any way on, and if he comes around to score, it'll be all the more sweet. But that will definitely leave a bruise. So in about 12 hours, that'll definitely leave a mark over there. And now there's a discussion between the Porters coach and Coach McCarthy. Umpire's going over to talk about it. So now, after the discussion, whatever it was, baseball will be played. Jack Berry still on the mound. Manzo will watch a breaking ball spin in there for strike 2. Manzo popped to second base his last time up. 1-2 pitch from Berry. Fouled back. 1-2 still. One ball, 2 strikes on the leadoff man of the Porters lineup, Joey Manzo. He'll fight that one off. Manzo putting up a good fight here against Berry. Trying to find any way on here in the 7th. Porters need at least 3 base runners. That one's tapped back to Berry. He'll field his position and flip to Rainey. And that's the second out. Anthony Francone is 1 for 3 today with a single in his last at-bat that Corey Mulling could not field quick enough before Francone legged out an infield single. Francone grounded to third and short for his 2 outs today. First pitch from Berry. It's off the plate, ball 1. One ball, no strikes is the count to Francone. Pitch from Berry. Check swing, did not go, held it up on that ball, just off the plate. So the count is now 2 balls and no strikes. That 2-0 pitch is inside, ball 3. So Berry trying to avoid a 2-out base runner. 3-0 pitch to Francone. Fastball in there for strike 1. Berry just 2 strikes away from sending the Vikings home with a W. 3-1. In there for strike 2. Now it's a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Porters need 4 to tie. They're down to their final strike. That one's fought off. 3-2 still. Three balls, 2 strikes to the left fielder, Franconi. Barry comes set. Here's the pitch. That one's a little jam shot out to Rob Tate at short, and that is how the ball game is going to end. The Vikings defeat the Porters at Lockport 7-3. Vince Waterman throws a gem of an outing, going 5 innings pitched, only allowing 3 runs. The offense hit on all cylinders today. Dylan Head with 2 huge RBI triples in the 4th and the 6th. The Vikings move to 10-11 on the year, hand the Porters their 7th loss on the year. Tomorrow, the Vikings will play at Crete-Monee. We will be broadcasting that game as long as all others throughout the season. So if you haven't already subscribed, turn on the post notifications so that you get notified whenever we go live. So for everybody here at the HF Viking Baseball program, I'm Dylan Barnes. Have a great night, everybody.